Yo. No intro tonight. No camera tonight. Old school. We back to the old look. This should be nostalgic for a lot of y'all. This was very last minute. Not really, but it was kind of last minute. Me and Fuster King got a lot to talk about, man. We just gonna have a little Voch on the screen. It's gonna be very audio based. Y'all know how it was in the old days anyway. Y'all be all right. Brother Fuster King, what's happening, man?
Yo, Vacho, thank you for having me, brother.
Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. First of all, let me just kind of get your thoughts on that game last week, man. Just the overall game of it, and then we got some player breakdowns in particular that we got to get into. And me and you was kind of on the same page about this, like we normally are. But we gonna break that down in a little bit. But just talk about the game as a whole, then we'll get into it.
So, I can honestly say one of the more exciting games,
Right.
and a game that Dallas normally loses,
Right.
we won. So that was awesome, Vacho. And look, a lot of people are down on this defense. I could say I'm not. And normally I wouldn't say some Debbie Downer in me,
Sure.
but I have a lot of I'll be realistic about certain things.
Right.
I can say I'm not down on this defense, and we can talk about that later. But all in all, I think that Dak Prescott showed that he's worth what he's trying to get.
Sure.
So I'm cool with that because he played outstanding. Obviously, he had the one fumble where he was pressing a little bit, but
Right.
he shook that off and he played well. I think that Zeke played well, and I think that this offense, this offense, my biggest takeaway is this team needs to play with the lead.
Mm.
This team needs to play with a lead. If we can do that, I think that we'll be in great shape.
I understand it. And your point about the defense, totally agree with you, man, because a lot of people kind of down on the defense. Don't get me wrong, the defense wasn't perfect. But with those first 3 turnovers, like that was in our territory already. So the Falcons got the ball close to the end zone anyway. So with that circumstance, plus I just think they got a little tired, man. Like they was on the field for a long time in that first half. But, once we got going, we was able to hit them back a little bit. I think it was a little too late for them. But what I saw, though, Foots, it wasn't necessarily about the game in general. It was about we was able to dig out of a hole that we got ourselves in. And that's championship shit right there, Foots. That's championship level stuff right there. Like that Falcons defense ain't good, but any defense in the National Football League given 20 points, then for you to come up and put up an additional 40 or whatever. I just think that's different level stuff, Foots. Now, we're going to get into, certain players bit by bit, but, me and you draft guy, and we got a lot of rookies that, we just kind of need to talk about, some other young folk that we need to talk about. Then we're going to talk about tight ends, man, because we got a crazy little thought about tight ends, and that's going to take up a good little bit of time, man. But, fam, CeeDee Lamb was who we thought he was, though, huh?
So, before I even get to CeeDee Lamb, I want to go back to your defensive point.
Go
I
ahead.
don't want you to don't skip over that, Vosh, because that's so true. I want people to understand when you're giving a team, this isn't Little League. If you give the Cleveland Browns a short field, they're going to score.
Right.
It's just the offense is wide open. They don't even need to really get in rhythm. They can take more chances.
Sure.
The momentum shift. And that's what Dallas did like 3 times in that game.
Sure.
So everybody just relax on the defense. And yes, there are injuries to Cheeto, all that. I still think that we're going to be fine. Now, talking about CeeDee Lamb, yes, CeeDee Lamb, I've always said corner and receiver are the 2 hardest positions to learn in the NFL. And CeeDee Lamb, being realistic, he probably looks better than Dez as a rookie.
Yeah.
Like, I want people to understand, picking up an NFL offense and picking up NFL terminology is not easy.
Right.
It's not easy.
Right.
So the fact that he looks so smooth out there, he looks confident out there, Botch. I'm excited. You were right. You were right about the game. You were right about CeeDee.
Thing about CeeDee Lamb is that he ain't even showing his best trait yet, and that may come next year once he really get his NFL body and his NFL brain going. But like that's the yards at the catch, the duck and dodge, and tackle breaking dude. But in terms of just being a polished receiver, his floor is polished NFL receiver. You know what I mean? So he's gonna come in and make his rookie mistakes. but he's going to do it looking like a veteran. He comes in better than a lot of guys already. And, you know, man, there was a lot of people that was like, well, Voch, man, you might want to chill on that. Let him play a game first. Let him actually get a series under his belt. Fam, like, you can see it in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in Oklahoma. And if y'all just trust the tape and just know what you're looking at, he was more than just yak guy, because, you know, it was more than just Big 12 football. He was doing this to SEC teams as well, man. So look, man, I saw somewhere on the Cowboys radio station, man, one of them shows, I'm not going to say it, man, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm cool with two of the shows, but one of them was just kind of ridiculous. They was like, well, if you want to be better on defense, you shouldn't have took the flashy pick with your first overall pick in the draft, with the 17th overall pick in the draft. You should have got defense. I'm like, fam, you don't pass up on that dude trying to get cute. You don't pass up on that dude trying to get need, because that's what this last administration used to do. CeeDee Lamb going to be incredible, man.
Yeah, nah, CeeDee Lamb, you know, he's so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I took from it. Hands are soft. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't even like think twice about him catching the ball.
Sure.
I just know he's gonna catch the football.
Sure.
And that's one of those things about you were right, and I say this too. You know, this offense really hasn't even, like, I know they had a big game, but they haven't even hit their stride.
Sure.
I'm telling you, when they get to play with the lead, and when they get to play with the lead, it's gonna be special. Watch what I tell you.
Right.
Watch what I tell you. Him and I like the way they're using Gallup. I like the way they're using Coop. I just like what's going on here. But CeeDee Lamb, 100%, it's gonna be pretty soon where you're just gonna be like, yo, this kid, he's gonna do some things this year that is gonna be special.
This was another deal too. You know, me and you were Diggs fans, but, you know, he's coming here, and I look at him like he's another first round pick for us, because I think he's the best corner on this team right now. What you got on that?
So, Voch, before we give the Diggs praise,
right,
is he okay? What am I hearing about him being hurt?
I mean, he's hurt like people get hurt. I don't think he's injured, because, you know, in football there's hurt and then there's injured. You know what I'm saying? So his shoulder might be hurting, but he'll be able to play Sunday. So I don't really, you know, I don't see it as a big issue.
Okay, yeah, because that's scary. All right, so you cleared that up.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Diggs is a problem, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, even when he gets beat, he's still in position. I'm not even mad, yo.
Right.
I'm not mad. Like, corner is, I just said, corner receiver. It's so hard to play in the league, bro. Corner receiver, Voch, it's so hard to play in the league. And the fact that he's in position, I'll tell you the play that he made that I said Diggs is going to be a player.
Right.
The third down stop in the loss against the Rams, when he came up and made that tackle. I said, okay, yeah.
Third and short. They was running to the left. Tristan Hill came down and got flat. Then Diggs beat everybody to the numbers, and he hit him right on the sideline. Yep. I got you.
Yeah, he crunched Malcolm Brown.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was, and Malcolm Brown's been running hard.
Sure.
To me, that was the play that said this kid's going to be a competitor, and this kid's going to be really, really good. Listen, Dallas's secondary, that's going to be where people are going to pick at all year, right?
Sure.
There's going to be games where, let's be honest, quarterbacks may have 300 plus, whatever. But I still see Dallas winning those games because this team can score so fast.
Sure.
But no, I like Trevon Diggs a lot, Voch. I do. I think you knocked your one and your two out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, if we're going over player evaluation, young players,
sure, I
didn't see Brandon Knight being this good.
Right. Right. So
Go
ahead.
No. I kind of went off the rails a little bit, but
no, you good.
Like, I didn't see him being this good.
So I was watching a film on Brandon Knight, and first of all, we just have to understand what we're talking about in terms of expectations and what we expected Brandon Knight to be. Going into this season, and this is another conversation that we got to have. I'm always talking about Cowboy media, but I feel like everybody felt like Brandon Knight was supposed to be swing tackle guy because he played well in the Green Bay game last year, and I think he played in Indy or something like that. But he was he was the tackle in two of those games or whatnot on both sides of the line. So going into this year, everybody was like, "All right, Brandon Knight's gonna be the swing dude." But then we get the report that Terrence Steele is swing guy. Now, Foots, I'm Senior Bowl guy. We're both draft guy, Senior Bowl guy. And we saw Terrence Steele get whooped in every single Senior Bowl rep at practice. And we saw Bradley and I get 3 sacks on him in the game. So when they said Terrence Steele was going to be the first swing guy, and I'm like, what happened? I'm like, they must have caught Brandon Knight with some weed. But no. And so Terrence Steele starts versus the Rams and he looks terrible. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, dog, Brandon Knight must be terrible if he can't start over Terrence Steele. But then we finally get Terrence Steele then we finally get Brandon Knight in the game, and I'm like, yo, fam, Brandon Knight straight. And Terrence Steele is as bad as I thought he was. So before we get into that, what you think going on with coaching or whatever? Because, you know, Connor McGovern hasn't even gotten a look yet. You know what I mean? Like what you think going on with the coaching staff and all that? Oh, we lost Foots. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me just, wait. Foots and tapped out, then tapped back in. All right, cool. There you go.
My bad, Voch.
You good.
You know what's so crazy?
What's that?
You know what's weird about this? Because you're spot on.
Right.
Terrence Steele hasn't really played that bad. It's crazy.
This my thing about Terrence Steele. Like, he's okay in the run game. He's not killing you in the run game. But
he's not.
But they pick on him in the pass game. So, you know.
They pick on him in the pass.
Right.
But, like, is he Chaz Green, though?
He ain't Chaz Green. No.
Right. Nah. But no, Brandon Knight is a good player. Terrence Steele, he's a get-by player. So,
right.
But, coaching, man, you know, Voch?
Right.
I don't know what's going on with McGovern. I don't.
Sure.
That to me is baffling.
Right.
But, you know, I will say you got out of a game where I wouldn't say the pass rush was violent.
Sure.
But, you know, Grady Jarrett can play.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying to you?
Well, see, that was
Tack McKinley can play.
That was my big point. Like the first 3 games, the pass rush won't really kill you. But week 4 is Myles Garrett. So I need Lael to do something. I need him to.
For sure.
We can't have Terrence Steele versus Myles Garrett. That's the first huge, challenge or whatever. But if we get Tyron Smith back and it's Brandon Knight versus Myles Garrett, I ain't saying Brandon Knight gonna beat Myles Garrett like for real, but I just feel better by him being over there with some help than Terrence Steele. You know.
Yeah, because you can chip, you can do things with the player we're going to talk about, and you won't, like you say, you won't be in complete stress. No, you don't want Terrence Steele on Myles Garrett. He's too twitchy.
Right.
He's the type of player that will give Steele fits. Yes.
Right. Hey man, let's get into it, man. Ain't even no need to holding it up too much longer, man. We're gonna talk about this player, then we're gonna talk a little bit of Seahawks, man. So, Foots, let me just kind of super explain this. And I'm going to let you go because I don't want to cut you off. But let me just super explain it. Chat box, this is my reasoning. When you look at the tight end situation, you look at Dalton Schultz, you look at Blake Jarwin. Blake Jarwin is a receiving tight end. Dalton Schultz is a blocking tight end. Now, Dalton Schultz can catch passes. He just proved it to you. He can catch passes. Blake Jarwin can't block at all. You know what I'm saying? So the one thing that's a big friend of offense and offensive play calling is ambiguity. When Blake Jarwin comes out there and he's displaced, we know exactly what's going to happen. Blake ain't going to block nobody. When Dalton Schultz is your tight end, anything can happen. He can catch it. He can block you. And a blocking tight end is even more important when your swing tackle situation is a bit iffy. So, yes, Blake Jarwin is very exciting, but Dalton Schultz is the better fit in my opinion. Fuzz, does that make sense?
I wanted you to keep going. You're making it easier for me.
I'll keep going. Go ahead.
In all seriousness, I was gonna die on a Dalton Schultz train because what was it? What was he drafted? 2017?
2018 in the 6th round or something? 5th round? 6th round?
Yeah, 4th. I think it was 4th. It was like 4th or 5th. You're right. Anyway,
Stanford. Yeah.
Dalton Schultz, my guy. I made a video about him. This is when I was really getting heavy into YouTube, and I was like, yo, He reminds me of Jason Witten, and I like what he does, and he's smart and he's physical. I want people to understand that word. Dalton Schultz is physical, physical, physical.
Sure.
And it never came to fruition because I'm going to be honest. I've said it for a while. Jason Witten blocks growth. Just
Sure.
period.
Sure.
He blocked a lot of growth. I love old man Witt. I love prime Witt. I always say that he was the best player in the game.
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm here, Voch. You
all
got me?
right, go ahead, go ahead. All right, cool, cool. You got it. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, a player like that who takes up reps, a player like that is who is Mr. Cowboy, and basically he could tell Jason Garrett when he wanted a rep. He wouldn't give these guys, like Jason Witten wasn't the type of player who's gonna show these guys the way.
Right.
That just wasn't him. And so how you gonna grow in that situation? How you gonna grow in that type of environment? You're not gonna grow.
Right.
And so you have a Dalton Schultz who, when he gets in there, like you said, for his first 2 years or whatever it was, Bosh, he's in the game and he's blocking and he's out the game.
Right.
And it's like, then you have this Rico Gather situation, and you have all of this stuff happening around him. Then you have everybody's new favorite guy, Blake Jarwin. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Blake Jarwin.
Sure.
I can go on record and say, and those who follow me know, I never thought Blake Jarwin was tough. I never thought he was tough. I thought he was a great catcher.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great pass catcher. He was great at Oklahoma State doing that. I never thought he was a tough football player.
Right.
I never did. I never thought he was tough at the point. I did think he could create separation, but I just didn't think he was tough. And my number one trait that I want my tight end to have is toughness. I don't care, because at the end of the day, tight ends are going to get touched.
Sure.
They're going to get thumped. They're going to get crunched. And it was too many times that I would see either Blake Jarwin fumble. It was too many times, Bob, that I would see Blake Jarwin, just not physical.
Sure.
Like he wasn't physical.
Sure.
And when I did see what I saw from Schultz and limited opportunities, I said, well, hey, not very fast, but you know what? He catches everything. I'm like, whoa. Well, this guy was an inline player, but now he's catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to now, he gets his opportunity because guess what? Blake Jarwin was hurt,
Right.
and he has the game that he had. Like, in all seriousness, I texted you and I say, yo, my biggest takeaway from this game is that they found something in this kid.
Sure.
He's not a burner.
Right.
He's not a burner.
Right.
He's not super route guy,
Mm-mm.
but he will catch everything and he's gonna be where he's supposed to be.
Sure.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest. If there's one trait that I could take away from this kid, is that he's going to be where he's supposed to be.
Yeah. And he's tough, man. He make
The
those
floor is
catches.
yours, sir.
When the Cowboys were having pass rush problems, if y'all watch film, and of course y'all my audience, so I know y'all watch film. If y'all go to that Cooper touchdown, they put Schultz and Bell, they put them in line to block, and they putting bodies on the floor, like they are blocking defensive linemen. They are blocking 280-pound men, putting bodies on the floor. That ain't Jarwin. When you put Jarwin in that situation, Jarwin just kind of hang in there and get whooped. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a tight end that you actually feel good about blocking, you could do a lot more with your run schemes. You could do a lot more getting to the second level and blocking linebackers with your down guys. You know, you can offer a little more help in the pass rush and things like that. It's different to say, okay, I got my tight end blocking and I feel confident about my tight end blocking. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Naeem. Brother Naeem dropped the dub in the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. There's something about feeling confident about your tight end being in there blocking. And I know that if I get the ball to him, because Dak love to get the ball to the tight end. Dak trust him. It's just easy, you know what I'm saying? Putting your mind on that. Plus, we saw Mike McCarthy. We saw the report say, and we didn't get a chance to, see camp or nothing like that. But they were saying, yo, man, Dalton kind of nice. Dalton in the backfield, Dalton playing fullback, Dalton playing tight end, and we was like, all right, fam, we got to see. Well, we saw.
Yeah, and that's, I see the comments and people think, Jarwin may be better. Hey, you know what? On air and when it's going well, Jarwin, listen, Jarwin can run like the wind. The
Sure.
problem is is that again, that toughness side of things, you can't. He's not an inline player, and what San Francisco was able to do with Kittle,
Right.
you can do some of that with Dalton Schultz.
Right.
You just talked about it, Voch. You watch film.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Blake Jarwin ain't blocking no D lineman,
No.
so you can forget that.
No.
He is not gonna be physical with no D lineman.
Right.
And see, the difference between him and Rico Gathers is the coaching staff trust him.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and Foots, that's just fandom right there, man. That's just I don't want to hear about these people talking about the Rico Gathers, man. The Rico Gathers crowd, the put Dez at tight end crowd, the Noah Brown at tight end crowd. This is different. This is so much more different than that. Like you can watch my film session day. There was this play, man, to where he's one on one, isolated. Schultz. Schultz was one on one, isolated, and Brandon Knight was just free to roam because he had confidence in his backside guy blocking somebody. Y'all want Rico Gathers and what y'all want Rico because there's a hype train and he played basketball at Baylor. But Rico, Dez Bryant, and Noah, y'all want them to be tight ends because y'all kind of want that Jimmy Graham type tight end. I don't think this offense is going to be built like that. This offense is still Zeke heavy. You know what I mean? And if it's going to be Zeke heavy, you need some ambiguity. You don't want it to be a situation where you're predictable. Don't y'all hate predictability? Well, if Dez is lined up at damn tight end, you know what's going to happen. But with Dalton there, it could be anything. That's my big point. And I know I sound repetitive, but I got to say it again just so people can kind of understand it with the right context or whatever. Go ahead.
No, I mean, listen, with Dalton, and here's another point too, right here, Voch.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking game plan, right,
Right.
and we're talking who comes up on the scouting report,
Sure. Good. Yes.
Dalton Schultz doesn't come up on
Yes.
any defensive
Perfect.
coordinator scouting
Perfect.
report. Not
Dalton
when you play
Schultz
in this
is
team.
he's that perfect player to where he's not dangerous enough for you to have to pay attention to him, but he can whoop you if you don't. That's a secret weapon, Foots. Go ahead. Let him know,
Voch, you
Foots.
lost me.
Nah. Go ahead, you good. Wait, hold on, wait. I lost Foots. I lost Foots. What? What? Snake. All right, there you go. All right, go ahead, Foots.
They can't blame that one on me, Voch.
I don't know who that was, but what was I saying?
No,
Foots?
I was just saying. No, I was just saying. Like,
Go ahead.
folk, I know the chat box gonna give me hell. They said I need to get a faster internet service.
Nah, you good,
No,
fam.
but no, but look though, Voch. You can't blame like so on this team.
Right.
You just don't have enough pieces to game plan for a Dalton Schultz.
Right.
Because you just can't. He's not gonna show up on the scouting report.
Right.
He's just not.
Right.
He's not. It's going to be a pecking orders. Okay, guys, we got to take care of Amari. Well, it's going to be we got to take care of Zeke.
Zeke,
Then we got to
Coop,
take care
Lamb,
of Amari Cooper,
and
Lamb,
yeah,
and Gallup.
Yep.
And so if Schultz is where he's supposed to be, it's easy money. I can see an 800-yard year from Schultz. Watch what I tell you.
Sure. Look. Jason Witten got 500 yards catching the ball and falling down, Foots. Of course, of course, Schultz could get busy and get 800 yards, man. That's my thing. And like I was saying before, something happened on your side because it wasn't my fault. Like I was saying, for you tapped out or whatever, like that's the perfect secret weapon when they not on your practice report, but they good enough to make it shake. Like they good enough to make something shake on the game wise. What this man had like 80 something yards and a touchdown. Like that's important. That's important. And he may not show up on your scouting report, but he's deadly enough to beat you as the fifth option or something like that. Man, this offense can be special, man. We just gotta, keep making it do what it do and play some damn defense. And this could be segue Jones into the next topic. I know we gonna be able to get off on the damn Seahawks because they gave up 800 receiving yards in the past 2 games. So I expect that to be a shootout, and I expect Dalton Schultz to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I expect Dallas to win. I'm gonna tell you why. You just went through a physical tough game with the Rams.
Sure.
And then you I wouldn't say you survived an Atlanta team, but you overcame BS.
Sure.
So I think a complete game is coming for Dallas.
Yeah.
And I think Dallas knows how to play Seattle. It's kind of weird.
Sure.
Like, I wouldn't you agree, Voch? I think Dallas knows how to play Seattle.
Beat them in the playoffs. And if anything, they're gonna try to run the ball. I think we're a solid team versus the run. And listen, Cowboy fans, like their receivers are gonna get off. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett are gonna get off. But I think we were just fine against Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and Russell Gage. Like those guys, like that wide receiver core that the last two wide receiver cores that we just played are better than the ones that you're gonna play, that we're gonna play Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So I think we'll be fine there. But as long as we putting points on the board, I think we good. Now, Everson Griffin came out in media today. He said, "Man, look, I'm going back to put my hand in the dirt, man. 3-point stance. We tried the experiment, with the 2-point stance, outside linebacker type of look, but I'm more explosive and I'm more powerful, and my technique is better when my hands in the dirt. So as we're constantly acclimating, my hands are going back in the dirt. Let me tell you something, Foots. Seahawks ain't like they don't draft offensive line properly enough for me to feel
No, they
satisfied with it.
don't.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
they don't.
They just don't. So I think if we just continue to just get better and grow, we haven't seen much pass rush as of late, but I believe in mid-season form and that you get better the more you play. I think we're gonna have some pass rush this game, Foots, and I think that's gonna help us in the actual shootout portion of the game.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right here and now. Um, Alden Smith, he gonna have a monster game. Watch what I tell y'all.
Yeah, man.
Alden Smith is
That dude
Alden
tough.
Smith is really good, bro.
That dude tough, man. That dude tough.
He's really
But,
good, bro.
but listen, fam, like there was some people in one of my comment sections. They was like, "Yo, it's a shame that a dude that ain't played football in 5 years is the best player on your team." And I'm like, "No, it's not. Like that's Alden Smith. Like that dude is a natural football talent. He rolls out the bed better than you at football. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he's sober now. You know what I mean? And he's not an old guy. He has less wear and tear. So he wasn't really super technique dude to begin with. He was always like traits guy, and those traits didn't go anywhere. He's still long as hell. He's still naturally strong. So, fam, I don't see why Alden Smith can't be the best player on your damn defense.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like him in the run. He's
Sure,
physical. He's screaming off the edge. Now, you know what? Hey, I'm looking forward to see 94 come back.
sure,
If he walks through those doors, which we've seen him just come off the couch and rush the passer, I think now that takes a little bit of pressure off DeMarcus Lawrence because right now I like DeMarcus Lawrence. I just don't love him. I want him to play a little bit better,
right,
but I get it. Like he's the first game I told folks with that play action, the Rams literally marry everything off of play action and off of their inside and outside zone.
sure,
So as a DN, you have to follow your keys. It's just tough.
sure,
It's just tough because you know with them going in the center, they're used to seeing so much gun.
right,
But with Goff and those guys, when they went under center, it put Demarcus Lawrence in a lot of stress.
right.
And then and then this week, this week, I just Demarcus Lawrence just hasn't hit his stride yet, but I think that he will, and I think that if you can bring another pass rusher in, these guys will start meeting at the quarterback.
I just believe in mid-season form, man. And if you go back and watch the film, what you'll see, and this ain't me making any excuses or whatever, but I mean, y'all can say what y'all want. But if you look at Everson and D-Law when they're pass rushing, they actually got a false step. When you look at these outside linebacker rush dudes or whatever, they just know how to just first step, boom, and go. You know what I mean? They just know how to do it. Alden knows how to do it. But if you watch Everson, it may take him 2 steps to get going because he's used to being down like that damn 40-yard dash stance where he'll bring that right hand and he comes with his left foot and that brings power. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if just a little nuance for y'all. So if he goes back to that to where he's naturally powerful, and he says he would. If he goes back to that natural power and that natural rush or whatever with less false steps, I mean, I can only imagine that we continue to get better from this.
Yeah, no, I mean, and see, I love what you're saying about the midseason thing right there, Vosh, because the truth of the matter is this. Dallas again. It's about that first game, second game because look at these injuries, Voch.
Sure.
None of these guys. I'm just thankful that Dallas ain't had a major injury. Knock on wood. Everybody in the chat box, please knock on wood.
Right.
Say that y'all give me a thumbs up that y'all heard me and knock on wood because
Right.
the league is in flux because their bodies aren't conditioned properly
Right.
to just rev it up right now. I
Right.
think that's a big mistake by the league. Let me get your thoughts on that, Bot.
Um.
I
Yeah.
said that there would be an influx of injuries,
Yeah.
and it's been more than I even thought. What do you like? I know you running this show tonight, but
No.
I
No.
just
No.
wanted your thoughts on that, Bot, because I think it's crazy, and I knew it was gonna happen because you didn't have OTAs and you didn't have a real training camp.
So this what I want everybody to do right now. Just get up, go in your backyard, and just run a sprint right now. Not ready, not preparing for it, right? Just everybody try it. And most of y'all will probably be okay, maybe. But the vast majority of you, you're either gonna pull a hamstring, your calf muscle is gonna get real tight. Something funny's gonna happen with your ankles. Some with your foot gonna start to tingle a little bit. Now just imagine the full speed you just ran, but imagine it being like a 4.5 40 type speed. You see what I'm saying? Or like a 4.4 40 type. Like these guys move faster than regular humans, and they still have regular human body parts for the most part, but they run abnormally fast. So when you have a full off season, your body gets used to running that fast. Your ankles get a little stronger, your hip flexors get loose, you know what I'm saying? You basically stretching from January all the way to the end of training camp. You just stretching every day. We working out, stretching every day, stretching every day, right? Lael Collins kind of sat around on his boat and got a little husky. Then one day got up and said, I'm going to play NFL football. Of course your hip going to look a little funny because your hip hasn't gotten any work in since you've been sitting down eating catfish and crab legs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it takes time. They call it conditioning for a reason. You have to condition your body to get right. Now, mid-season form, some I like to say, it's going to be about week 7 or 8. Luckily, we play the daggum Washington football Wizards around that time and the Eagles around that time. And everybody's going to be in midseason form closely around that time. Van Der Esch will be back. Randy Gregory will be reinstated. And I think it'll be good to go by then. But a lot of like Foots, last week was the first time a lot of these guys tackled somebody or just ran full speed, you know? So
Yeah,
so I
that
just
that physicalness.
yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Vox.
Uh-huh.
Um, why is it? And this is I heard this and I said, you know what, this would be a good question for me to ask Vox. Why is it that certain teams like a Baltimore
Sure.
can look like they haven't missed a beat? Why is it that I think I have a reason why Dallas is not really a slow
Well,
starter,
well,
but
well,
they're a new staff.
yeah.
So I will give them that.
There you go. That's it. Because teams like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, teams like Seattle, like the Rams, they've been together for 3 years. Same coaching staff, same teammates for the most part. They've been together. We got a brand new set of people with a brand new ass scheme. You know what I'm saying? And there's bound to be change, with new coaches or whatever. But I would say that the offense is relatively the same, but that defense, there's nothing the same about that defense from the players to the techniques to the actual scheme. So I think there has to be an acclimation period. You know what I'm saying? We looking at D Law, a guy that's been playing one way since Boise State. Now we're like, hey man, 2-point stance and let's see how it works. Well, let's see how it works with no preseason is kind of interesting to me. Everson Griffin, since he was in USC, 3-point stance. Let's see what happens, Everson Griffin. And the best player on the damn defense is the dude that's been in a 2-point stance his entire career. I think there's something to that. I think Tristan is acclimating, really well, you know what I'm saying? But Tristan was a brand new player, so you can kind of mold and fix him the way you want to, you know what I'm saying? I just think, time has to happen, man. You just gotta figure this thing out as you go. The good part about it is that, we are learning as we go. And I think by the time we get to week 7 when we really need it, because look, all our hardest games at the end of the season, we got Pittsburgh, So watch this. I don't think the 49ers are that team anymore. So I've taken away 49ers and I've added Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh and Baltimore are the two tough teams that we really got to worry about. And they're at the back half of your schedule. I think that's right on time. I think that's perfect for us. You know what I mean?
Nah, that look that injuries, injuries literally just derailed San Francisco season.
Sure.
When you lose Mostert and Joey Bosa,
Sure.
you ain't gonna be the same, bro.
Sure.
Like I don't care. And Garoppolo already kind of banged up, and that's the one thing I will give for. That's the one thing I will give for. I got a feeling Carson Wentz is gonna get hurt. I don't want to wish injuries on anybody,
Yeah.
but I could just tell by the way Philly season is already going, Wentz is gonna get hurt. Looking at that O line, looking at this offseason, Wentz is gonna get hurt. Dog, Ford never gets hurt.
Yeah.
I will say that about him.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you want to. It just goes back to what you were saying about you want to be rock. You want to be rocking and rolling towards the end of the year. I think Dallas will. And I'll tell you this division sucks.
Sure.
9 wins getting you in the playoffs.
Right.
It's just the facts. The Skins suck. The Giants stink. They just lost Saquon.
Sure.
And Philly, I just don't see any leadership on that team.
Sure.
I don't. I don't.
Sure. Sure. I agree 100%.
Man.
And, even though that's the case, I still would like to continue to win all these games and hell, try to get a bye week, hopefully. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying, before we wrap this thing up, Seattle. Like I said, Foots, I think we're gonna beat the shit out of Seattle, man. I just have no fear of them. You know what I mean? We know how to navigate against Russell, beat them in the playoffs, and they've had their fair share, of wins against us too. So let me just be fair there. But I don't think they can hit us with anything that's gonna shock us. I would say Russell's the best quarterback that we've seen so far, but I think everything else will be good to go. Even with Jamal Adams, that I would love to have right now. They are still one of the worst teams against the pass right now, and we just happen to get busy and make it shake with the pass. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Cowboys by like 10 points. That's just my opinion.
I think that you could beat Seattle, and I'm gonna tell you this: something that I don't think enough people been talking about. No fans in the stadium.
Sure. Yes. Big help for us. Big advantage for us. Yeah.
Like literally, one just right there, Voch. No fans in the stadium. I don't care what anybody says. That plays a huge role. That place is always rocking.
Yeah.
Those fans are crazy. I expect Dallas to win as well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yo, Foots. Great stuff, man. I love we do these
Man,
impromptus. You know what I'm saying? These last minute joints where we can just fire off some topics, man. And I'm sure we're gonna have a lot more topics, and we'll probably get a round table going if we play like 3 more games or whatever, just to get a little more information, see how we'll look. But plug your stuff, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to say this too, real quick,
Go
Voch.
ahead, my guy.
Guys, I gotta give Voch a lot of credit. When we were down that game, Voch was one of the first people to say, "Yo, we're gonna win this game." Man, Voch, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't see it, bro. And I'll be honest, Jason Garrett coach team doesn't win that game.
Yeah.
But Voch called it, he stuck with it, and guess what, guys? We won a game. So
Yeah.
I can honestly say Voch was locked in. Oh wow, we got up to 500. That's what's up, Voch. A lot of people in here today.
Shouts out to all 500 people watching right now.
Shouts out to all 500 people listening, watching the whole nine. 100% Voch called it. And then even when I seen Voch tweet about Schultz, it's like, yes, Voch really watched. He didn't just watch one time and fall asleep. He really watched. Dalton Schultz is going to be really good. He's not going to be great at anything. He's going to be really good at just being a tight end and a physical football player.
Right. Hey, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your kind words.
Appreciate you, man.
You know me, man.
Appreciate you for having me, man. Footster King, y'all hit me up. Y'all know what it is, man. I don't even need to plug myself, man. Y'all know where I'm at.
Somebody intern played them booze from their iTunes. They talking about Carson Wentz getting booed in a stadium full of nobody. All right. Voch Lombardi, Foot's the King from Cowboys Nation TV. Y'all go over there and check him out on his YouTube. Music, Foot's Times Codes. Check all that out. Appreciate y'all, man. When this pandemic is over, we going on tour. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, man, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. The Peasky Whiskey is free. We're going to beat the hell out of the Seahawks. I'm going to go live again tomorrow. I'm going to hit y'all with a full-blown breakdown. You heard? Peace, man.
Yeah.